Hello. Hi, hello everyone. Thank you so much if you are joining me live. If you are here on the replay, if you want to comment, please make sure you use hashtag replay so I know that I can come back and have a chat with you a bit later on. Now, if you are here, please let me know where you're coming from. It is so lovely to have you here. And yeah, let me know where you're coming from, because it's so nice to know where I'm actually connecting to. I'm actually just going to turn my phone onto do not disturb during this. So beautiful. So what we are here to talk about today is what to do when your inclusive efforts cause offence. And this does happen sometimes, and this is something that can be really scary, especially if your complete intention is to not cause any harm, especially not to those marginalised groups that you're actually wanting to support. So just the thought of, or the possibility of, causing offence to that particular group can actually stop people from actually taking action to begin with. Now, this isn't a good thing, because we want to be taking action, but what we need to do now is know that you're going to take the action, but also have the tools to know how to deal with these situations if they occur. And that's a big if. But before I go on any further, I do actually want to do an acknowledgement of country. So I would like to acknowledge the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation as the traditional and ongoing custodians of the lands and waters on which I am on. And I'd also like to pay respects to those custodians on whatever lands you are on as well. I pay deep, loving respect to the elders here, and I thank them for their community leadership, their guidance, their support, and everything that they do. I also pay respects to the elders on the lands on which you're on, in whatever title they refer to themselves in those spaces. So if you want to learn a little bit more about an acknowledgement of country, what it is in an Australian context, I do have a free video series available. Just pop in the chat box if you would like to learn more about that free video series, and I will send you the links to those. Now, onto what this particular topic is, causing offence. Now, there are actually 6 steps that I have created, which I think are something that can really tone down, de-escalate, and also show that you are doing the work and that your intention absolutely was not to cause that offence. It is a beautiful intention of inclusion, and these 6 steps will help you to not only convey that that's what your intention is and that's what you want to be doing, you want to be supporting those groups, but it will also allow that person who has had that, who is offended, the opportunity to share more with you on how you can actually do better as well. So let's start off. So step number 1, if someone says that's really offensive and you've really upset me with this thing that you have done, the first thing you can do is firstly show remorse. Show that you were sorry for actually taking that action, for what you have done and for causing that offense. I know this might seem like a really, well, duh, but this is not something that some people think of. They don't think, well, maybe I should just apologize. And even in our society, apologizing is put in a really strange light. It's almost like if you apologize, you lose. But apologizing has nothing to do with winning or losing. Apologizing has everything to do with compassion and empathy, and understanding that we're not the experts in everything, and it's okay, absolutely okay, for us to get some things wrong. So the first step, number 1, show remorse. Say, I'm sorry, I apologize. Step number 2 is to actually take responsibility for what you've done. And this could be as simple as saying, what I did was really insensitive, or what I did was very misinformed, or I made an assumption and that assumption was incorrect. Just take responsibility and ownership of the behavior that you have actually taken in that space. Step number 3 is to show that you understand that you have actually affected them in some way, that your behaviors or your words or your actions have actually impacted another human being in a way that is not nice. And you can verbalize this too, to show that not only in your body language and how you're actually presenting to that particular person. If it is a face-to-face thing, be very open. Don't have your arms crossed or anything like that. Be very open, arms out. I'm sorry, I apologize. And in this step 3, understanding how you affect them, then you can start to really empathize with them and show that you understand by saying something like, I understand this may have been really upsetting to you when I did this, or I understand that you probably feel angry that I did this, or anything of that nature, to say, I understand what emotional journey you are currently going through. And a lot of the times when people are upset, it's not necessarily the thing that they're upset with. It's what they want to get across is their voice, and they want to be heard. So by you actually saying, I understand you feel in this particular way, it makes the other person feel like they have been heard. Step number 4 is commit to changing your behavior. And I mean commit by like saying it to the person. You could say, you know, I promise I will never do that again. I now see that this behavior is not okay, and I'm not going to do it again. I now understand that these words are not okay, and I'm not going to do it again. Actually verbalize and commit to not doing that particular behavior, or use those particular words again. Step number 5, and I will just check the comments. Please feel free to ask any questions or pop any comments. If you like what these steps are, just go, oh yes, that makes sense. Whatever you need, anything that's coming up for you, pop them in the comments. I love to have a bit of a conversation. So step number 5. Now this is one step that most people absolutely forget, and it is at that last step, or even the step before they stop the action. But it actually needs to go further than that. And what you need to do in step number 5 is actually ask how you can improve the situation. And then listen. So you can ask them, is there anything that I can do to make you feel better? Is there anything that I can do to improve this situation? Is there anything I can do to whatever it is that you have done? And then stop and listen. Do not make assumptions on, oh, well, they will want me to do this, and then just go and do it. Being an ally and participating in allyship and the process of apologizing means you are there to listen to the other person. And we have a very limited paradigm of our understanding of how this affects a person, especially when we've done the behavior or used the words and we have no idea that, number 1, it would affect them, and number 2, how we can actually resolve it to make it a better situation for them, because we don't understand the whole context of where they're coming from and how that actually impacts that person. So allow them the opportunity to come in and go, well, actually, you can do this, this, and this. And these will often be things that we don't even think of. But it's very important to listen to those people who are being affected. And this is in every situation. And I often say people who are closest to the problem or experiencing the problem firsthand are the closest to the solutions. So step back and listen. And then step number 6. So this is the last step in this particular process that I think is a very beautiful way of really showing that you are here to help. to support, to nurture, to care for those people in those marginalised groups. So step number 6 is something you do within yourself, and that is actually make the decision to change your behaviour. Do some of that work. Think within yourself, I'm never going to do that ever again, and commit to that internally, and then commit to also doing the work to understand why that was such an issue or such a problem. So those are the 6 steps. I hope you have found these 6 steps to be helpful. And I know it seems quite logical once someone says, oh, these are the 6 steps to take. And it will still feel a little bit scary when someone does say you have caused offence. But just know, by using these 6 steps, what you do is multiple different things to show your commitment to this. It shows that you're listening. It shows that you respect and value those people. It shows that you have the capacity to listen, to choose the behavior you're doing. And that also is proof in itself that if you can choose to change your behaviors and the way you're doing things, because there was that voice that said, this is not okay, that is proof in itself that we can change our society and we can change our culture, because our society and our culture are made up of individual people. So I hope that gives you some inspiration, and I hope that this has made you feel like that's really achievable. And the biggest thing that I hope is that it makes you feel like you've got the tools to take action and be more inclusive, because now you know what to do if someone is offended by the actions that you're taking. I send you so much love, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments section, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.